In the year 2000, when we were relocated to El Paso, Texas with my husband's work, his office was in Juárez and his secretary wanted me to come see her city. So I took a visit over and she showed me around the city, and I was not used to poverty that was generational. I was used to homeless people, whether from psychiatric problems or a paycheck away from the street or addictions. But to see people that were born into the cycle of poverty was very humbling. And so my husband and I decided that we were called to do something. And this has become our mission, to help those that weren't blessed materially like we were. When we first started, we brought medical teams over, volunteers from El Paso, and we worried about children being in school and people being healthy. And we worried about bringing food and clothing, and that was our vision, to think of the basic, quick needs that they had, things that if you're sick, you don't care about going to school. If you're sick, you don't care about going to work. And so we tried to focus on those things. And as we became more entrenched in the community, even our doctors brought to our attention that it sure would be nice if the people were going home to safer environments, healthier environments. And that's where the idea sprung of building homes. The first house we built was 964 square feet, had 3 bedrooms, combination living room, kitchen, and an indoor bathroom, even though we have no running water. And it just took off from there. An elderly man used to come with me every Thursday, and he used to say, "I can see a whole community of SBJ Houses, Jane." And I used to just humor him and say, "Oh, sure, I can see it too." And I did not have that vision. I thought, you know, we might get enough money to build a house here or there. And along the way, medical needs came up, and the money we had wanted to use for homes had to be used for medical needs. So it was a game back and forth. What's the most important thing we have to do? And I always have a plan: whose house is next, which family should be helped next, and then God decides, is that the plan we're really going to do or not? And He really does drop people in front of me, literally. And I go, oh my gosh, this is the need today.
Most kids on this side of the border can get a bike, you know. I mean, it's not that there's not a need, but you know, parents can go down to Walmart and buy a bike for $50, and it's not a big stretch for them. And so I thought, where's the most need for you know, kids that aren't going to get a bike? And Juarez was an easy answer for that. So I talked to a friend of mine, one of the board members with Bikes for Juarez, who knew this person, Jane Fuller, with SBJ in El Paso. And I said, could you take some bikes across the border for me? She said, sure. So that's kind of how it started. These people are living in houses made of pallets. Most of them are just, you know, the men work in the maquilas over there. And the poverty it's gut-wrenching, it really is. And working with Jane and with SPJ, we go to her facility, and I usually haul furniture for her as a way of supporting her program and giving back to her helping me get bikes across the border. And when we're done unloading furniture, we go hand out bikes.
They're born into a cycle of poverty. And how do you get them out of that? Through education, through motivation. But if they're not getting the education, and this generation of adults has already passed by. So we're really striving with the younger generation, and they want it. I mean, it's great to help families that are in need, but also want the help. We built a library, and under the same roof of the library is a 3-bedroom house. So we have a caretaker couple and their child that live there. So the library can be open 7 days a week, not, oh gosh, I want to go into the computer lab to do my homework because we have internet there and there's nobody to open the library. So it's always open. And we have a video room where the kids can come every Saturday and watch movies, and we have a popcorn machine, or on rainy days they can come there, or when it's just so hot, because we do have air conditioning in the library. And we have $10,000 worth of Spanish books that were purchased brand new for the library. and it's a great community center.
Well, I mean, the smiles on the kids' faces, it's just like incredible. I was driving out one day, and this kid was riding alongside me, and he's, thank you, thank you, thank you. And he was just having a blast, And when now that I've delivered almost 1,500 bikes down there, I go through the colonia and I see kids on my bikes everywhere, and that's pretty cool because you didn't see bikes, maybe one or two that you would see driving through the colonia, and they're usually adult bikes, but the kids didn't have any bikes, so it's pretty awesome to see that. And the other part of it is I get to work on bikes a lot. I love working on bikes, It's kind of a zen thing for me, and I just get in here, I turn the music on and wrench. I like doing it by myself. I don't like a whole lot of, other things going on at the same time. And so there's that. And we'll just drive through the neighborhood and honk a few times, and the kids just show up magically. And I don't know whether, they don't have cell phones there, but the word gets out quick and the kids come running, and it's really an awesome sight. My thing is if there's a kid in need that needs a bike, he gets a bike. No questions asked, he gets a bike. A lot of the kids are really shy, but some of them will just jump right on the bike and zoom up the hill, zoom back down the hill, and you just see the joy in their faces. It's really rewarding. So it's a real mixture of joy and sadness at the same time. And I was really, the first couple of trips I made there, I just came back, and it was just, it's just devastating how poor these people are living. And so, it's an opportunity for me to bring a little joy for, some kid that probably would never get a bicycle, at least until he was grown. So it makes it all worthwhile.
These people don't want to come to America. They love their country. They might not be any happier with their government than we are, that they're not getting help from their government, but they love their country. This is where they were born and raised, and they want to be able to raise their children, but they want to be able to provide for their children. And so we're trying to give them opportunities to provide for their families. My faith plays 100% into everything I do. I've had a lot of medical issues along the way, and people that have had the same things have not made it. And I've made it, and I know that God had this plan, that these people need me.